Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, I'm Getting Married in 2 Weeks and I'm Totally Screwed. And a big shout out to Nasad for sending me this story. And guys, this story is about a guy. He's 34 years old. He is 2 weeks from getting married. And lo and behold, he discovered something not so good about his fiancée. Turns out that his fiancée has a sister who's married, and after listening to a conversation of hers and connecting the dots, his fiancée, soon-to-be wife, is not only aware that her sister's cheating on her husband, but is actually helping her. And this made this guy realize, I can't marry her. I can't marry a woman who not only supports someone else cheating on a husband, but also is helping her. And now he's debating, what the hell do I do? I got 2 weeks to go. So that'd be a very good one to go over here, guys. And I thought we'd go in to cover it in the sense for a couple reasons. One, you can't be with a gal who thinks cheating is okay. Like, she may claim that she'll never do it, but she's aware that her friends are doing or actually helping cover up. Because guess what? Mark my words, she'll do it to you one day. When one day she's mad at you, or feels like her needs aren't being met, or whatever number of bullshit reasons there are, she'll do it to you, guaranteed. And also, well, you know, there was another reason, but I actually can't remember it right now. But it will come to me. But anyhow, guys, that'll be a very good one here to cover. So it starts off, says here, I literally need to get this off my chest. I feel like I'm going insane. My fiancée, Sarah, a 28-year-old female, and me have known each other for about 6 years, engaged for 1. Our wedding is scheduled to take place in just 2 weeks, and I just witnessed something that is making me feel like I'm making the biggest mistake of my life. Tonight, Sarah and I were taking a rare opportunity to relax at home. Sarah was in the kitchen making dinner while I was out back working on one of my projects. And he says here, anyway, as you do when you're doing heavy labor, I got thirsty and came back in the house to get a drink, where I see Sarah at the counter preparing dinner and talking on speakerphone. I recognized the voice instantly as my brother-in-law, Marty. Now this is where my brain gets totally twisted. Marty asked Sarah where her sister Evelyn is, and he's been trying to get in contact with her, and she's not answering any of his texts. And I hear Sarah say to him, oh, she just left here. She should be home in half an hour or so. It should be noted that Evelyn is Marty's wife of 5 years. And he's thinking, really? Because I didn't see Marty here at the house. I have to admit that I didn't immediately register, and she had just said because I went into the kitchen and grabbed a glass and asked Sarah, what was that all about? And she responds with, Marty was looking for Evie. Evelyn wasn't here at the house. I see her texting and I ask her, what are you doing? And she says, I'm texting Evie that Marty was looking for her. How interesting. Anyway, I pour myself a drink, sit down, have a sip, and then finally my brain starts to work. First off, I heard Sarah tell Marty that Evelyn was here. Evelyn was not here. And the last time we saw her was yesterday when she came over to work on some last-minute wedding decoration stuff with Sarah. There you go, covering up. She's lying to her brother-in-law. And it's amazing to me that I guarantee there's justification here. Oh, he's not paying enough attention to her. Oh, he's at work all the time. Any number of reasons to justify the actions here. Secondly, why is she texting Evelyn and expecting a response when I distinctly heard Marty that Evelyn wasn't answering her texts? Lastly, why the hell would she tell Marty that Evelyn should be back in 30 minutes unless she either knows where she is, then why would she lie, or she is right now in front of me texting her to tell her to get her butt home quickly? Because, bro, as much as you don't want to hear it, she's covering. Her sister's cheating on her husband. She knows about it, and she's making it worse by covering. And this shows you who she is, who you're about to marry. The only conclusion I came up with is that Sarah is lying to Marty about the whereabouts of her sister, and is probably warning Evie that Marty will expect her home in half an hour. I then spent probably the next 5 hours concocting various explanations for this behavior. Some decent, some downright horrible, and playing them back in my head. I wanted really badly to ask Sarah about this, but at the same time, if what I think is going on, then I doubt I'd get a straight answer. Dude, there is no way in hell you're going to get a straight answer. She is going to have an answer for it, and it'll be bullshit. But honestly, you should ask her. just to see what she says. Which brings me to about an hour ago. I woke up around 1 o'clock in the morning to use the toilet, and I couldn't resist the urge to check Sarah's phone. We both know each other's pins, so this wasn't a difficult thing to do. Anyway, I grabbed her phone, retreated to the bathroom, unlocked it, and yep, it was exactly what I was afraid of, and probably what most of you were expecting. Sarah's sister Evelyn, Evie, has been having an affair for about 6 months with a coworker, and Sarah's been helping Evelyn cover it up for almost the entire time. Trust your gut. Now, gentlemen, as if it's not obvious already, he cannot marry her. She'll do the same thing to him. And again, whatever bullshit excuse she may have, he's not meeting my needs, he's never around, any number of things. This will be his future if he marries her. Problem is, 2 weeks to go to the wedding. Lots of money's been spent. There are literally hundreds of texts between them discussing it, discussing the coworker, discussing sex stuff, really embarrassing things about my brother-in-law, and probably uncharitable, just stuff that makes my stomach churn, and here's my soon-to-be wife going along with it without batting an eye. By the way, I always tell you guys that girls talk, and I guarantee you, if you're watching this, you're dating a gal, or you're engaged, or it's a girlfriend, or you're married, I guarantee you, her girlfriend or her sister or somebody knows the size of your you-know-what, knows what you like, knows your favorite position, knows how long it takes you to do your business. I guarantee you there are some girl or girls that know all your secrets because they can't keep secrets. I took some screenshots of the entire thread and put the phone back where I found it, and then retreated to my home office to find myself here typing all this on Reddit, simply so I can avoid the primal scream that wants to come out of my mouth right now. It's amazing how Reddit is used for therapy for people. I am totally 100% screwed. Reddit, I cannot marry Sarah. I just cannot do it. I can't think of any reasonable excuse she could offer me about assisting her sister in this affair and victimizing not only Marty, but their 2-year-old daughter as well. What a bitch. They're both bitches. It's bad enough that it's just him. They got a child. On the other hand, myself, my family, Sarah and her family have all sunk an enormous amount of money into a wedding that is supposed to happen around 2 weeks. Well, there's about to be a lot of losses going on here. You cannot marry her. Otherwise, the losses will be even bigger in the inevitable divorce. There is no way we are getting any of that money back. On top of that, I feel like an absolute fool. Like, how did I know this woman was like this? Because you saw what you wanted to see. But she put up a very good front. There are guys all over the world that are in your shoes. So you're not alone here. And what the hell am I going to do? I can't marry her. I absolutely cannot. However, I still want to. Smack. You know why. She is beautiful and fun and kind, and I thought we had a bright future ahead of us. Well, she's not kind. Who you thought she was is not the same person. Therefore, you are exempt from marrying her. But I want to hear this she's beautiful crap. You got a whole world of physically beautiful women out there. And many are like her inside, and you got beautiful ones that aren't like her. That's the one you should be with, not like her, but she had him fooled. She's never done anything wrong to me, so as far as you know, man. But I just can't see her the same right now. It's like a big black stain on an otherwise beautiful picture. I just don't know how the F I got this so wrong. I'm absolutely dreading doing what I need to do. I feel like I want to vomit or break something. Bro, nobody can blame you, but you cannot marry her. It's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to be a lot of fucking drama. Oh yeah. It's going to be way worse you go on with this. Now he has little edits and updates. He says, guys, you don't need to convince me to not marry Sarah. That is obvious. The wedding is off. Good, brother. I know it was hard, but this had to be done. I'm just trying to figure out my next steps and work up the nerve to do it. There's an incredible amount of pressure on me from the expectations of everyone, but I'm not going to buckle under it. I just am not relishing having to deal with the fallout, and I'm more than a little angry that I'm in this situation. Dude, you're not the bad guy here. The bad guy is her. He says, it's 5 a.m. After working 3 hours, I'm running off a couple hours of sleep. I'm going to go take a shower and head into work a little early to avoid Sarah and Stu on this. Thanks to the support of people here and a big raspberry to the dill holes who keep saying I should figure out whatever good reason my soon-to-be ex-fiancé had for this garbage. Oh, for God's sakes. He says here, I got into work around 7 o'clock in the morning. No one was in the office, so I decided to start pulling off the Band-Aid, and I called my brother. He lives in Australia, so he was up and having just put his kids to bed. It was hard breaking the news to him about this, because I know he has laid out a huge sum of money for flights for him and his family to come to the wedding. I bet that cost a lot of money. But to his credit, as an older brother, he didn't mention it one time and just backed me up. Good. That's what brothers should do. He made a great point, too. He said, totally paraphrasing, you work in a job where you have to deal with liars and scammers day in, day out. I don't blame you for wanting to have someone to go home where there isn't a concern. He was totally right about that, and I get now why I'm reacting so strongly to Sarah's participation in this deceit. He also had a great idea. He was going to take his family down to Florida to do some sightseeing and visit the theme parks. Well, now the kids will be accompanied by their uncle as well. It should be easy since we are going to a honeymoon there as well, and we were planning on meeting them for a bit anyway. I'll just rebook everything to be closer to him and his family, and I'll offer Sarah's ticket to either my sister or another family member. I haven't had time to read everyone's comments, but I've answered a few, and right now I'm just making myself sick by drinking a cup of coffee and trying to distract myself until the day gets on enough where I can reach out to Marty. And that is where he ends his story. And I'm going to go through some comments here, but I feel bad for this guy. This is a tough situation. But like I said at the beginning, and I had 2 points, I can only think of one. You can't marry someone like this. Guarantee she's going to do the same shit to him one day. And just simply, he's not going to be able to respect her. But if he goes ahead and marries her, one day it will end, guarantee, and it'll be a very bad, ugly, costly divorce. So he's going to have to he talked to his brother. His brother is supportive, which is awesome. Now I would go to his parents and tell them what's up. Hopefully his parents are reasonable people. His dad's not some blue pill nice guy jackass, and his mother's not obsessed with the wedding that she won't listen to her son, and go from there. Is there going to be people pissed off? Sure. Is money going to be lost? Sure. Is the fiancée Sarah going to lose her shit? Oh, yes. But you know what? It's better than the alternative to marrying her. So, as a man, you have to sometimes face very hard, scary things, but that's just part of being a man and taking care of things. And he will be okay in the end. But already he's got his bro on his side, and he'll be okay. So, I have some comments here. One guy says here, brother, trust your principles and your gut. I would never be able to look at the person again if they did something like this. As for the money, screw it. Money can always be won and lost throughout life, but making a mistake of this magnitude will have far, far more severe consequences for you in the future. Integrity is everything. You may have sunk money into the wedding, but if you divorce it, it will be worse. Trust has been broken, and chances of it recovering are slim. You'll always wonder if she's lying to you or even question her fidelity. Always, this will always be in his head. Or worse, she may gaslight you and accuse you of breaking her trust by snooping. I guarantee you she's going to do that. Who cares? If you think that you have the ability to fully forgive and forget, then only then commit to the marriage. Smack. That's terrible, but it's not about forgiving and forgetting. She revealed her true character. There's no amount of couples therapy or forgiving and forgetting that's going to change who she is. That is who she is, a snake. Otherwise, it will eat at you, and there'll only be one outcome to that. And one more comment. This guy says, if she can lie so easily for a friend, then her friend can easily lie to you too. Birds of the same plumage flock together. This is terrible for your in-laws. She sees no issue with her sister cheating on her husband. To her, it seems like a normal thing, and even covers for her. I don't see what explanation she can possibly give that justifies her actions. She's just as evil as her sister. Show those text messages to your in-laws your in-law in his place. I would definitely want to know, and he should get a DNA test on their child. Yeah, he ended this by saying he's going to talk to his brother-in-law, and that guy should definitely DNA test. At the end of the day, you'll know who you'll be spending the rest of your life with. When someone shows you who they are at first time, believe them, because that's exactly who they are. Well, it seems to me that she didn't show who she really is. So anyway, he's in a tough situation, but it's far better dealing with this like this than going through this. And will many label him the bad guy? Of course. But you know what? He'll look back on this in the future and say that was one of the hardest things I ever had to go through, but you know what? It was the best decision in my life. And also, let's also keep in mind that he's deep down also heartbroken, because this is the woman he thought he was going to marry. His wife, mother of his children, that changes everything. But the good thing is he's also in his, I think he's 34. I think that's what he said. He's got his whole life ahead of him. His prime really is just kicked into gear, while hers is coming to an abrupt end. So she knows it. And that's going to make her more insane. She's going to have to start all over again. I'll make her fucking nuts. But the hell with her. But this guy's got his whole life ahead of him, and he's going to be all right. I believe it sounds like they own the same house. That's going to be a pain in the ass. But put it up for sale, split the profits, end of story. Hopefully they have enough equity in it. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.